By a show of hands, has anyone ever thought about starting their own entrepreneur business? Okay, you can put your hands down. For those of you that have raised your hands, my grandfather was just like you. Today, I am here to inform this audience of Communication 110 students about my grandfather and his real estate business. I'll start by sharing a little biography about my grandfather, discussing how investing in real estate provides wealth, and discussing certain challenges and obstacles that real estate agents and investors like my grandfather have faced. So, while we're on the topic of real estate, I would like to tell you all some interesting facts about my grandfather, Joe Townsell. In preparing for my speech presentation, I got the opportunity to interview my grandfather, Joe Townsell, as a realtor personal interview accessed October 1st of 2021. He told me that he was the very first African American to be licensed as a realtor in Rock Island County, March 1972. This is a great pride for my grandfather. My grandfather, Joel Townsell, was born in Demorest, Alabama, April 1948. He is number 11 out of 16 children. My grandfather was drafted and sent into the Vietnam War from the years 1968 to 1970. During that time, he married his wife, Glenda Sue. My grandfather has been married for 52 years now and has been blessed to share 4 children, 9 grandchildren, and 3 great grandchildren. My grandfather has achieved the following: first African American ever to be licensed in Rock Island County, Rock Island, Illinois, for real estate in March 1972. My grandfather also has a bachelor's degree in economics, and he has been an experienced realtor for 49 years now. Today, he is the owner and manager broker for Townsell Realty, a successful real estate business in Galesburg, Illinois. His information can be found at Zillow.com profile Townsell Realty. I have now shared the biography about my grandfather. In connection to my grandfather's success through his real estate career, I would like to provide some good examples that my grandfather recommends how real estate investment builds wealth. These are a few business practices that are often overlooked yet can generate great returns on investment. Buying foreclosed properties for refurbishment and resale, many participants report up to 90% return in a short time. A foreclosure property is a home that's seized and put up for sale by the bank that the owner originally was sent from a loan. Refurbish means just renovate and make a house worth livable. A lien allows your bank to take control of your property if you stop your mortgage payments. Another investment may include buying delinquent property taxes. The buyer of these particular taxes not only get a good return, but if the owner does not redeem the property and pay the fees within 2 years, the holder of the tax lien can get deeds to the property. Redeem is meaning in exchange for payment. Property deeds or deeds is the term meaning a legal document that transfers property ownership from an original seller and grant it to the new buyer of the property. Both parties, the original buyer and the new buyer, must sign documents to make that official. Delinquent taxes are essentially taxes owed to the IRS that the buyer of the home or property have not paid. Your taxes are considered delinquent, meaning you're behind on your payments, or basically you missed payment on your mortgage. This will help the buyer automatically invest. According to David Green, who spoke about wise investments in Forbes magazine published November 27th of 2018, stated that wise investors don't bet on appreciation. They purchase properties on a sound judgment that the property will generate more income than it costs to own. I have now discussed how investing in real estate provides wealth. Before you all start your career in real estate business, let's learn a few facts about challenges faced by real estate agents and investors like my grandfather. What's the all-American dream? Does anyone know? All right. The all-American dream is just simply a belief that anyone, regardless of where they were born or what class they were born into, can achieve their own success. However, equal access opportunities were not always available to African Americans and other minorities, Hispanics, etc. in the 1970s. My grandfather experienced in the early 1970s redlining. For example, redlining is the term when a certain segment of a community or where African Americans and other minorities could only buy, rent, or lease. This particular part of the community caused their property values to plummet, meaning collapse or fall. If they tried to buy, rent, or lease in a nicer neighborhood, banks would automatically deny the loan and landlords would refuse the lease. Real estate agents today, like my grandfather, are experiencing longer lasting effects in the economy and its recovery due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Kate Kirsten spoke during her Real Wealth article, COVID-19 Crisis, last updated April 13th of 2021. COVID-19 has a massive uncertainty surrounding income. There are still a lot of people today in the world that are unemployed. This is causing unstable stock marketing, near nothing interest rates, and economic risk with determining cost and debt. I have now explained a few facts about challenges faced by real estate agents and investors like my grandfather. Real estate will always be an overall benefit, sound investment because the supply. The demand grows greater and greater each year, even though society is fighting a crisis world pandemic. Brian Epstein and Daphne Lofquist deliver state populations for congressional apportionment April 26th of 2021. This information can be found at www.census.gov. The 2020 census shows 331 million people in the United States, and it's up 7.3% from past census. This will indeed create a constant demand for supply. Thank you for all listening.